More than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh, yeah.
Hey there, pals. The timer's starting now, okay? The timer's starting now.
Hey there, pals.
Hey there.
The timer is on.
The timer's on.
The timer is counting.
Today, we are going to do something that will be the first ever in Pals history.
We've never done before.
We are going to make an episode that's actually 30 minutes long.
And we're not just saying it this time.
I've got a timer.
We mean it.
We have 3 topics to cover, okay?
Over 30 minutes.
And we have broken it down into segments,
Mhm.
okay? And we're going to keep our promise. And as you'll notice, too, this is also the first time we've not been on set before. Are you guys scared?
Are you scared? It's okay.
You guys
am I actively driving? Yeah.
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 If
If I get pulled over, we're all in it together. We're all
And
going to
we're-
split the ticket, okay?
all of us together.
We're going to start a GoFundMe
Yes.
that will also be linked to the Sign the Petition for Zac
Yes.
Efron.
It's like only for $60 ticket.
yeah, we're like, please.
Please give us the money.
It was for you.
Well, I mean, obviously we've entered the Christmas season, as you can tell by our
Yeah.
hats.
Sorry if I'm adjusting my ball here. I really wanted to be front and center for you all.
The worst part is whenever you do anything with that hand, people are aware that your hands are off the wheel. Guys, I'm in the car with a mad
the wheel.
woman.
You guys just see like insane things happening in the background. Once we get that
cars like
green screen
swerving
budget,
back and forth. Oh yeah.
you hear loud honking. Whoa, there are actually cars zooming around us right now, which is very funny.
Yes.
Oh, that license plate is beautiful.
So we're gonna.
That's
Wow.
part 3. License
Oh, yeah,
plates
that's
are
part 3. That's part 3.
You'll find
Sorry,
out
guys.
when we get to our third
We
topic.
have 10 minutes right now, and actually we're
Mhm.
already burned through
We
a minute
burned through a minute
40.
and a half, which is
You guys-
disrespectful to our first topic.
Yeah, our first topic is one that requires the utmost respect.
Most.
And we want to be very clear about one thing.
Mm.
In this car,
In this car,
in this friendship,
in this friendship,
palship,
palship,
and all of our hearts together collectively,
you all too.
we respect Kendrick Lamar. Okay?
And we've said it before.
We've said it before, we'll say it,
We'll say
again,
it again.
and I'll go to my grave saying it.
Yep.
Okay?
Because if you're unaware, Kendrick Lamar dropped an album.
Yes.
Rumor has it that it's not going to be the only album he drops this year, which is very exciting for all of us. We have yet to watch any videos breaking it down, so
Yes.
we might be saying stuff that's wrong.
And we
about-
probably are going to be wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's be clear about that right off the bat.
Yeah.
We are coming fresh off of listening to this album for the
for the first time in the past few days.
yes.
We've had a couple days to process, but we've been, for context, Millicent came to Thanksgiving with me, which was very fun.
I was adopted by the Halliday family. We've never done that.
I know.
That was fun.
Was that? It sounds
electric.
insane on the mic. So we're coming back from that. On the way down, we listened to the Kendrick album. It electrified us, and
Absolutely
so then we got to
electrified us.
process it, digest it,
Yeah.
converse
Maddie
with
was
my
pushing
brother.
180 on the freeway when we were listening
Yeah,
to that opening
flying.
song. Yeah, once we got to reincarnate it,
I hit
things
4
got
people.
dangerous. Maddie's actually wanted
Yeah, I'm
across
wanted
state
in 8
lines,
states.
and yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. All that to say, though, we listened to the album. We both we dove into Kendrick when I think a lot of newbies maybe have started
Yeah,
diving
yeah.
in during the Drake takedown of summer
Yeah.
2024.
Obviously, like aware. I love a Kendrick feature.
Yeah,
Kendrick's one of my
let's be
favorite
clear.
artists. I
We've
love
been
it when he's on a
aware.
Beyonce feature.
Yes.
Love Humble,
Mm.
the album. But obviously, I can't. Again, we'll say we've said it before. We'll say it again. Not experts on
Not
anything,
experts.
especially not Kendrick Lamar. But
Yeah.
we're trying.
I wish I could say that the first time I'd heard about him wasn't on Bad Blood when I was in high school, the Taylor Swift feature. I wish I could say that, but I can't. And it's important to be
I
honest
feel
with you
like though
guys.
that's when he was really getting pop culture famous. So I don't think
Yes.
that's embarrassing
Yes.
to say.
Yes,
And a
that's
huge
true.
feature for him, very fun, and he's in the music video.
Really fun.
All 5'6"
Great
of
time.
him. He's. I don't want to use the word cute in a demeaning way. I just think
Yeah.
he's adorable when he dances.
Never in a
too.
demeaning way.
Never in a demeaning
We
way.
wanna make
I
that
think he's the
clear.
coolest person I've ever seen. And
Absolutely.
he's bringing the rap
what I-
game together.
What I think we both, first of all, we love a Drake takedown. We're always going to love that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody knows one person who loves Drake who they cannot stand. You know what I mean? So it was really beautiful to see that happen. But I think that it was the first time that we had dove?
Divin.
It was the first time we had divin into his
Uh-huh.
discography much. And I think the first thing that we noticed was he's silly.
Yeah. So I'd always loved his Beyonce features because he's a silly guy on them.
Yeah.
He's a silly, goofy guy.
Gassing
And
himself up.
So if you haven't listened to this new album, go listen to it. It's very good.
Yes. And we have
he's-
5 more minutes on our timer, by the
Yeah,
way.
that's
to
what I was like. We got to
discuss
start
this.
getting to the album. He's very good.
Very good.
on-
Hot take.
Every song I would say very good. That's my first impression.
Very good.
The number one song right now on Spotify is the song that features SZA. Very good.
Guys, when that song started, we were both like, whoa, this is a hot song.
Yeah, it's very like
Okay.
yeah, okay.
All right. So if you're looking to
Alright.
feel a little, okay, all
Yeah.
right, head on over to Kendrick.
If you're looking to feel a little,
Okay.
go over there.
Head on over to Kendrick's
Great.
Spotify.
But then the other songs, TV Off is obviously the one that's is kind of popping off right now, if you will, because
If you will.
he screams mustard, and it's been very exciting for us because
It-
I know we're gonna be saying that a lot.
The way I get chills every time he yells.
Yeah.
I also love that Kendrick really, the bing bang bop boom,
Bing, bang, bop. I think that's Peekaboo.
I think,
Peekaboo
we
is
love
a great,
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo is a great one.
We were going to
Peekaboo.
visit Maddie's new little niece.
Yes.
And we were saying we can't wait to play Peekaboo with
Yeah.
her now.
We're gonna play Peekaboo the game while listening to Peekaboo by Kendrick Lamar
Yes.
with her,
Making sure she's the most cultured baby in the world.
Baby's first Peekaboo. That one, and then what's the other one that we really like too? Squabble Up, Squabble Up,
Oh, yeah.
Squabble Up. Which fantastic song to roll into Thanksgiving with. Gobble Up,
Gobble up.
Gobble Up.
I mean, it just writes itself.
Yeah.
I feel like he intended that. I really
Yeah.
believe that.
He was like, guys, we gotta release it before Thanksgiving. People are gonna want to
What
say
if, they,
Gobble Up.
what if they can't do gobble up? Or I feel like I like to think that at some point somebody said, it's great that this is coming out right before Thanksgiving because then they can just say gobble up.
Yeah,
And I like to believe Kendrick laughed.
and Kendrick went, shut up.
Kendrick pulled a gun.
Yeah.
No.
He the way that and if you're not familiar too, another part that we got very excited about is he has a song called Heart Part 6,
Mhm,
which is a
mhm.
continuation of his Heart series, as we learned. Again, always learning.
And we
you
will,
guys.
and let me be clear, when we post this, I will link that guy that does all of, I can't remember his name right now, but he really he's walked us through.
Yeah.
In the summer, I found him on TikTok, and
There's
he
a TikToker.
really walked us
He
through
breaks-
all the lore in a way that I was like wanting to take notes.
he breaks down the Kendrick beef very well, and also very funny.
He does a really fun
He does
impression,
a funny impression
of Kendrick. That's just a crazy
It's great.
person you don't want to mess with, which is
Yeah.
very true. I'm trying to think.
Mustard. That's the main takeaway for me.
Yeah, whenever I'm trying to think in my head, mustard is happening inside of my
And
mind.
Mustard is his
But the heart
DJ.
part 6 was fun because there was a squabble with Drake, where Drake had released a song with that title. Again, we don't know all of the lore. We're working, we're learning, we're constantly
We're learning.
growing.
But we're just translating to you
yes.
all what we've learned.
But what we learned from that was that Kendrick has his series, The Heart, and he does that, right? And then I guess Drake had tried to steal it, and Kendrick, this song is him not even remotely acknowledging Drake.
No.
Which is,
He just carries on with his series
he's like, you don't exist
as
to
if it
me.
never happened.
And let that be known to the haters out there.
Yeah.
To the haters of Pal Nation.
I also think that's a great message of, and I know that Kendrick has obviously very head-on addressed the beef, but I also think that a great way to get over having beef with people is just ignoring it.
Especially
That
when
is
you've
such a
already killed
powerful-
them.
When somebody's yapping and scratching and screaming in your ear, to just ignore them,
Yeah.
that is powerful.
Especially when you've already dug their grave, thrown them in it, and
Yeah.
then buried them.
They're dead, so you can't hear them.
He's already done. Where's Drake? I don't care.
We also, as you know, my brother also likes Kendrick, and we were listening to some of the Kendrick songs. And if you're unaware, he had one of his songs, which I'm actually blanking on the song that mentions Lecrae, but he mentions Lecrae, who's
Huge for
who's
us.
a big rapper that we grew up with, and
Let you do with that what you will, context wise.
yeah. Which
We
we
have
love
1 minute, by the
Lecrae.
way. 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute
I
of
just
Lecrae
want to say,
discussion.
shout out to Lecrae, but then Lecrae made a response song that's very sweet because Lecrae and Kendrick are friends, so that's a whole fun little positive back and forth music
Yeah, if
thing
you
that's
want to have a
happening.
little side quest real quick.
Yeah, like
It's also just anytime that I have the opportunity to watch the Not Like Us music video and watch Kendrick's wife Whitney
Yeah.
dance
Oh.
around, I'm gonna.
guys, we found out this weekend too. There's a Lego version of the Not Like Us music
Yeah.
video. So my brother and I watched that.
Guys, pause this video.
Go watch
look
it.
up the Lego,
Lego
version of the Not Like Us music
and
video.
then also go watch the Not Like Us video
Yeah.
because I got the Lego
It
version.
wouldn't
as
be as
contributing
fun
to
if you
Kendrick.
didn't know the actual version.
Yeah,
and I
watch the
think
real
that makes the
version
most
first.
sense.
Also, do the research on the real version because it's very fun. Learn about Tommy the Clown. Learn about all of that.
Crumping.
Are we at? Oh.
Okay, we got 15 seconds left. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pals, we have now crossed into what we have deemed our 13 minutes of free yap, okay?
Recreational yap time.
Now, as experts to keeping things in short periods of time and keeping our thoughts concise, we understand that part of being concise means having to create boundaries for yourself to properly pinball around. And are you taking notes? Are you taking notes? Okay.
Are you setting a timer for your yap?
Are you setting a timer for your yap? That's
Millicent
important.
and I do have to do that sometimes in our real life because we both work from home, and we'll have to be like, okay, we can only talk for 10 minutes, and then we gotta
one more topic,
go
then we
away.
gotta
Yeah.
go away. Whenever Maddie's editing, I work out on the porch sometimes, and where I sit on our porch is directly outside of her window where she's editing.
It's quite lovely.
Yeah, it is, but
Special.
it's really hard for me to not stand up and knock on the window and go, "Did you see this?"
Yeah, it's probably for the best that your chair is like a little lower than my window, because if we could like make eye contact,
If I could turn
we'd
around and see
constantly
you.
we'd just be chit-chatting.
Yeah.
We always say it's really good Millicent and I didn't go to school together. Like, we didn't know each other before college because
It would have been bad.
we wouldn't have made
It
it.
would have been bad.
We would not have graduated high school.
No. Well, you would have. I would not have.
Yeah, but who knows? We probably would end up on a road trip somewhere.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Us on a road trip. That's not for now, though. We have 7 minutes of road trip talk after
Later.
this. Again, guys, 30 minutes on the dot. We are going
We
to
are
do
getting
this.
off.
Last week, we said at one point we're going to keep this short, about 30 minutes, and then we proceeded to record for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, at one point we said 2 minutes, and I think we did talk for 30 more minutes
Yeah.
after it.
So,
Which is, I will say, though, that I do think that's a common thread with just, like, anybody in my life. Like, even when I'm not talking, I hung out with my friend Courtney the other day, and her and I talked in a coffee shop for, like, 3 hours, and then talked for 20 more minutes standing outside, because we just love to chit-chat.
because there's like phases of the yap, there's kind of the like breaking into the yap, and then
Yeah.
there's that moment when you hit, I don't know if that's the word, you strike oil.
Yes.
When it's like, oh, we both have a
Now
lot
we're
of thoughts
here,
on this.
the oil is spewing. Yeah, when you get a topic that you both have a substantial amount of thoughts on,
That
oh,
rocks.
and when it's, I think my favorite kind of yaps is a topic that maybe I haven't actually thought about a ton, but I
Yeah.
have thoughts on.
Love externally
love, like-
processing with my pals.
Yeah, like digging into that out loud with my friend. I do think that, are you an external or internal processor? Because I do think that's a very interesting
It
thing.
really depends, but I do think I'm more of an external. I think it goes back and forth, because I think I need time to really think on something, but then after I've had time to think on something, I do need to speak a lot.
Yeah.
I need to kind of like rattle off some things.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times too, I'll be talking to somebody and I'll be forming an opinion, and then mid-sentence I'll be like, oh, that's the opinion I hold, actually.
Right, yeah.
And that's always a fun moment for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think, what I was thinking the other day, I feel like you, Thomas, and I talk so often, and I think we also are like living life together so often that I think a lot of in the moment opinions or questions or thoughts are being formed as we're saying them.
Live.
And I feel like sometimes all of us, and we've all had these moments where we'll like say something, we'll say like a question, and then one of us will answer. And I think it's like, if I had waited 2 more seconds myself to think about that, I would have had the answer. And it is very funny because I think we all do process like one mind sometimes, where it's like someone will ask an answer, someone will ask a question, someone will answer, and then it's kind of like, I could have gotten to that answer, or any one of us could have gotten to that answer on our own, but we were all.
And then usually one person will look up source material at some point and be like, well, let's make sure that, let's check on some things.
I do feel like, though, we need a term for like when we say a question and then someone gives a response and it's like,
this is
I should have thought about that a little more.
Ooh, how about this one's still in the egg?
No. I mean, sorry. I more mean, I think when we say a question and someone answers it, it's kind of like, that was a dumb question. Not a dumb question, because there's no dumb questions, but kind of being like, I should have thought about that a little more. You know what I mean?
Do you mean they should have thought about the question more, or they should have thought about their answer more?
Question more. Like sometimes like one of us will be like, why is that sign that way? And then it'll be like, oh, the answer's obvious if I had thought about it.
Oh, I see
Someone
what
will
you mean.
respond and be like, oh, it's because of this. And then
it's
it's
just
like,
like,
I'm
oh.
not stupid. But, and the pal's just responding as you would to any question. Somebody asks a question. But I think there needs to be a response for pals when it's like, I asked a stupid question and I should have known the answer. Yeah. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in kind of a silly, goofy way where you're kind of like...
Yeah, or, well, a lot of times, too, sometimes you almost need to say the question aloud, and then in saying the question, it gives your brain a second to be like, and here's the answer.
Yeah, right.
And that's just processing.
Yeah. yeah. We should have said I was still like something. I mean, that's good. I think the processing could be a good word for that. Like I was still pending on that, or
Rendering.
been like, yeah,
Rendering
still
could work.
rendering. Rendering's good. Rendering's a great word.
Rendering a sentence there.
Rendering is a word that I think really, it sounds like what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really
Well,
describes what it is well.
I think I'm now understanding too exactly where you're coming from with the question thing, because I think it's almost if you're alone in your car and you drive past a sign that you don't understand, you're thinking to yourself, what does that mean? And then you'll probably just either forget about it or you'll figure it out yourself. But when you are with people and you're already in conversation, especially I find this for myself, I'm just gonna blurt it out. If I'm thinking it and I'm with people,
Exactly.
I am just gonna
That's
like.
what I mean.
blah.
Where sometimes you're just speaking the question you'd pose in your head that would have immediately been answered yourself. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of just talk. I'm a big talker to myself. We
Thoughts
both
on
are.
that?
We both talk to ourselves.
Eventually, we will have a full dictionary of words, but
We're gonna get there, guys.
We're working on
if you work in bookbinding, go ahead and reach out to heytherepals.com.
Any bookbinders out there?
That would rock.
What would be your old school like hobby that you pick, like blacksmith or glass blowing?
Glass blowing really freaks me out.
Why? You scared it's gonna blow on you?
No, I just like really hot stuff. I just being burned in some way is like really.
Interesting. I don't think I knew this about you.
Yeah, just like I don't enjoy it.
I would have been putting a lot more precautions in my life.
Really? I feel like you haven't done anything. Maddie hasn't been running around with. Stop taking your hand off the wheel.
Flamethrower.
No, I think I just think like a burn is one of the worst. Like not one of the worst, but it is just like
it is a bad.
It is, and I remember there was this book. First of all, what is up with AP Lit teachers and assigning the craziest books in the world to read? Our options, my junior year of high school, were the book on Columbine, A Boy Called It. There was another one that was about a young boy that tried to off himself by setting himself on fire, and it's a real story. And it's the story of him in the hospital with his like vivid descriptions of burn injuries.
Something needs to be said here. Well, first of all, 1 second. Am I going the right way? Okay.
You are.
Yeah,
guys, I'm having to switch between
Millicent
our
is switching
timer
between
and our map.
and our map. She does it all, folks.
Shoot, we're over halfway done with free app time.
Big teacher fans. We are
huge. Love
teacher
them.
supporters through and through.
We love teachers.
My niece
You should be
chooses-
paid more.
My sister-in-law pointed out this weekend that if my niece chooses to be a teacher, she'll be a 4th generation teacher, which is pretty fun. But well,
that's a real legacy.
I guess. Well, actually, not. Maybe 3rd generation.
Either way, once you pass 2, I'm impressed.
Love teachers, and a lot of thoughts on regulating school systems. Very tough conversation.
We're gonna have a whole pals episode on school regulations.
public
Okay.
schools. But
live, love public schools.
I will say, English teachers, who I love. Look at us. Look at the 2 of us. You know we loved our English teachers.
You know we had some English teachers that made some impacts on our lives. Yeah.
You know we had some that we were staying after class
We
with.
got a comment one time saying this is so English teacher core, and I was like, thank you.
I don't know that I saw that.
Oh.
That's great. No,
That
we
meant
love
the
our
world.
English teachers. Shout out to all of them. But I have the same thing where it's like the books we had to read. My 10th grade year, guys, the reason I read so little American literature, because 10th grade year in Maryland is supposed to be American lit, the only book we read, I'm not joking, only book, Atlas Shrugged.
Why?
Atlas Shrugged. Because she loved it. And I was like, this is too much power. Someone needs to step in here. My freshman year, she gave us, actually that was my 11th grade year. My freshman year, our teacher gave us an option to read this book that was like all about like the future where getting rid of your child, as one would in the term. I feel like I can't say the word abortion. Can I say the word?
I don't know. YouTube confuses me.
Yeah, I
with
don't know.
Regulations.
But you know what I'm talking
If you
about.
work at
It's like
YouTube,
a
actually please
dystopian-
reach out to
Oh, yeah, what are we
heytherepals.com.
allowed
We
to say?
really need some help, actually.
Did that airplane with a gun last week? Is that going to get me flagged? Is the Boeing with a pistol?
When we gave an airplane a gun, was
Did
that
cross
crossing
the
a line?
Was that too
Did
much?
we cross a line with the airplane with the gun?
Did that make you all uncomfy?
So sorry, continue. Atlas
No,
Shrugged.
but there was a book that we had to read that was all about like a dystopian future where you were not allowed to get like you couldn't do that, but the option was when your kid turned 18, you could choose to have them unwound, which meant that like their body parts went to help people that needed body parts. Yeah, it's a crazy book, you guys.
The moral high ground on that of being like, yeah, you can't do it then, but you
Yeah.
can kill them when they're
'Cause
18.
basically, like America had like a civil war over it essentially, and that's like what that's anyway.
What a concept.
Crazy stuff. The uncomfy thing also made me think. One time, when I was working at Shake Shack, there was a sign in the back for like harassment if you were being harassed, and the
Yeah.
way that they pitched it said feeling uncomfy, report it. And I said,
This sign made me uncomfy, actually.
this sign made me uncomfy. I don't think uncomfy. I don't think we should
I
be
hate that.
cutifying like.
I hate when HR departments
Harassment.
try to like use
Oh,
any type of lingo. Stop
I
that.
feel bad for HR departments though.
I do and I don't, because I've heard from different people that some in like huge like corporations, the HR departments are like the snitches.
That's
But
true.
then I think
How
it
do you all
really,
feel about your HR department?
If you work in HR.
Yeah, or if you work in HR, any HR girlies out there?
Yeah.
Or folks or boys?
I think it really is conflicting, and I think it really depends on who's making up the HR department.
That's true.
I think in another life, you and I are crushing it running an HR department.
Or like people are so upset because they want to report us, but we are the HR department. The power we
They're
have.
like, the pals make me uncomfy.
Uncomfy, they won't leave my desk. They won't
keep
stop talking to
chatting.
me.
I told them I had one problem, and they literally show up every morning and make sure that I'm doing okay, and that just reminds me of the problem.
They keep setting a timer for yap time. Speaking of, how are we doing?
We're doing great. Well, you have 8.6 miles on this.
Thank you.
And then we have less than 3 minutes left of free app time. What else do we need to talk about? Mustard! We'd originally put free app time in the middle of these topics because we were like, well, we're going to maybe want to bleed in and talk more about Kendrick.
yeah.
On our way up, we listened to the full album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do we tell them during free app time real quick?
We did record 30 minutes on the way up, but the camera wasn't right.
Yeah, we were fresh.
and-
The 0.5 made my face look weird.
Yeah, so we were like, we'll just give it another crack at it.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm probably going to do very minimal editing to this one. We're just putting
We're
it
doing very
we
minimal.
will have an actual Christmas
We will.
episode. It won't come out on Christmas Day, but it'll come out next week. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that.
Look forward to that, pals. And
But,
also, Christmas, we're going to have like the Christmas episode, and then there might be something special at some point. Right?
Yeah.
We guys, we had a planning session during our porch time.
Yeah, a couple weeks
Last
ago.
night we were in bed. I was in our air mattress.
on our air mattress. Guys, look at us. We are two people who've been sleeping on an air mattress for 4 days.
And
That's the energy
mind
we
you,
have.
there was a baby monitor in the room because it was the baby's room, but we weren't sleeping in there.
That
and
might
the
be
way
the only graphic I put up.
the way that it was angled.
You guys, we should tell them. We were getting ready to go out into the hot tub, which as you know, one of our favorite things.
We've got about 1 minute left.
We went into the room and we started getting changed. And I think we were more just talking. I don't think we actually changed.
We
The
were
point,
yapping.
Gabe came at my brother and was like, "Oh, I had to turn the audio on the baby monitor off because I heard you guys were talking." And I like ran to turn it off, and I was like, "That could be dangerous."
That could be really, really
Little
dangerous,
sit and
especially
I
during
just-
our late night yaps.
Yeah.
We
We could be covering any topic.
But the baby monitor was like angled down at the crib, and the way that it was angled, our air mattress was right in front of it, and the only thing you could see outside of the baby crib was me. So,
Guys, it's a horrifying photo. Like her
It
eyes
is.
are like beady and lit
also, I
up.
want to say, I was looking at the camera intentionally.
She was
in this photo.
because my mom was sleeping in the living room, and I wanted to make sure that she wasn't hearing us talk on the baby monitor, just because I was like, she's sleeping. And I walked out there, and I was like, looked at the baby monitor, and saw Millicent looking it straight down the barrel.
8 seconds. 7. Anything else? Anything else?
I'll throw up. To balance it out, this is a photo that Thomas sent to remind me of that we both have had our scary black and white moments.
Okay, now we have to cross into the next one. All right, next topic. Pals, this next topic, we only have 7 minutes to discuss it, but we are going to be talking about road trips in general. This is not
the road trip episode.
No, because when it's the road trip episode,
obviously it's going to be in the
you'll
back
know.
of an RV.
yeah, you'll know when it's the road trip episode.
Anyone love driving their RV and want to just drive us around for a few
yeah,
days?
if you have an
Specifically the RVs that you can go on the upper bunk, I do love those.
yeah, I like
love
it.
Space.
I like it when you can go above the driver.
Mhm.
I do think that's sick.
It's very fun.
I always wanted to do an RV trip growing up, but I have 3 older brothers, and I remember my mom being like, "You don't want that."
Yeah, no. Not an RV. Not that many people.
No. Not 3 boys that like revel in
Yeah, chaos.
boyhood. You know,
Boyhoods, and that's beautiful. But in an
beautiful.
RV, that can be a lot of energy.
a lot of energy, a lot of smells.
This is more of a car trip
Yeah.
episode
Yeah,
because
we're
we've got
on
a
the
couple
road.
hours on the road, and I think that
That truck has Christmas lights all
Cars-
over its bed.
oh, that's so fun.
Oh, speaking of Christmas decor,
Yeah.
we didn't set it up, but Maddie's mom did purchase this for us at the Christmas tree farm.
It's real garland.
There is now.
It smells good.
It smells really good. It smells better than the Brussels sprouts we had in the car.
Yeah, I had Brussels sprouts in my car and it reeked.
Not hot take. Little quick piece of advice, little tidbit. Don't leave Brussels sprouts that are cooked in your car. I think
No.
if they weren't cooked, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, I don't think they would smell
We're
as
cooked.
much. I do like when people use the word cooked. It's
I
such
do.
a funny descriptor.
But road trips in general, we love it.
We do love a car drive. I also love, for context, we are coming back from San Diego, and I do love this drive because it's just like
It's a
kind of
nice-
the perfect road trip distance. A
Kinda
couple hours,
Straight shot. Long
shot,
enough to get one like pit stop in, grab some Slim Jims,
which
obviously.
is an essential part.
We actually, on our way here, were devastated. We had stopped. We were about 40 minutes out from her brother and sister's
Mhm.
house. And we were, which, by the way, can we, having to insert in-law, I don't like it.
Yeah, we need a better word
Obviously,
for the
your
in-laws.
brother and sister don't have a baby together. It's
Yeah,
your brother and
let's be clear
sister-in-law.
about one
Let's
thing.
be clear about that, pals. Clear the
Be clear about
rumors.
that.
Enough of the rumors.
It's just my
I-
sister-in-law.
My mom does this sister-in-love. Because,
So-
yeah.
I'm so millennial about that to me. I want that on a hard wood carved sign.
Yeah. Wood burned in
Sister
there.
in love. It is very sweet. But we had
s-
stopped
Mhm.
and we stopped at a Shell and it was crazy because it was like the
Yeah.
week or a couple days before Thanksgiving, and this Shell,
Okay.
Millicent went in, a brave hero, trying to get us some Slim Jims.
First of all, we saw a man walking into the Shell who I turned to Maddie.
This was so fun.
I turned to Maddie and I said, that man is walking like the farmer in Men in Black who has an alien that has crawled into and taken over his body. And I'm not joking, you guys, he was.
There's never been a more perfect description for a person. Because I love when somebody says, "Look at that person, they look like this," and then I get to see what exactly they described in real life happening. I think because he was walking so straight,
It's
but
like
a
he had to
little
stick up
lean
his
back.
back, but-
yeah,
But like, because in Men in Black, if you
and he
haven't
was like
seen it,
smiling in a way that was like,
yeah.
you're smiling, but I don't think the emotion of smiling is there.
I think you're smiling because you think you should be smiling, or you read the smile you're on camera sign and got really
I was like-
uncomfortable. I will also say this: Shell, as gas stations, I will say the most inconsistent of the gas stations in terms of snacks.
Yeah, I wonder if that's by like ownership or something. Like maybe it's different.
Step it up, Shell.
Oh, you were explaining the Men in Black thing though.
Well, in Men in Black, like in the beginning, an alien jumps into his like a farmer's body. It's a very scary scene. I
It is
remember being really
scary.
freaked
It's like
out.
the opening scene. It's
And
very
it's almost
scary.
like the alien doesn't know how to like fully use the body, so
Because
that's
he's
how
like
he was
wearing
walking.
it like an outfit.
But Maddie sent me in. From your perspective, when I walked back out, I walk into the Shell station to get my brother and I some Slim Jims. I said, "Hey, Slim Jims on me."
I felt more sad for Millicent because I was like, I know my brother said she's not letting me down, but like we're not getting our gyms.
I walk in there, the only Slim Jim they had, the only Slim Jim, a whole box of Slim Jims, and the only one they were even carrying, and there was only one left, was the spicy nacho Dorito Slim Jim.
Not what you want.
Hey guys, what are we doing? The
Also,
Discovery
I know
Cube!
I was about to yell that. I didn't want to interrupt you. Another fun part about road trips is we've taken this drive a couple times, and every time I go, "What is that cube?" So there's a giant cube that we're passing. You might see it in our rear as we're driving past it. It's called the Discovery
It's
Cube.
on its side. It's
on
like
its
almost
side.
like a
It's
diamond.
huge.
Massive.
Which we thought was always cool, and then we were like, we should go one time. So like one weekend, we just decided there's a giant dinosaur.
It's a
too.
children's museum, and
It
I
is
love a children's museum.
and we had a blast. But when we pulled up to the parking lot of this place, do you remember that? We pull up, and the parking attendant, we were talking about the cube. We were like, "Oh, we've always seen the cube as we drive by," and they go, "Well, you can go up in it."
No, we didn't.
No, we actually had no idea.
We
you
had
could
no
go up
idea
in it.
you could
We
go
were
up in
already
it.
excited before we knew we could go up in it.
Guys, we lost. First of all, I'm wearing my overalls. I've got all my buttons on my overalls. You're on this for. You stay on north, so yeah, you're correct. Then you'll be on this for like 23 miles.
Perfect.
That
Oh,
didn't
perfect.
count, guys.
No.
Oh, we only have 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay. We
But
gotta
but that I was gonna say that's a fun part of road trips is seeing stuff that you might want to do. Give yourself more time than you think on a road trip, so that you
Yeah.
can stop.
Uh-huh.
We love getting coffee on a
Love
road
it.
trip. We love, and I know that we're just drinking a mainstream coffee brand right now, but usually we try and find somewhere local on our trips because it's fun, like wherever
It
you're
is.
going to like find a cute little coffee
Yeah.
shop.
If you're not in a rush, you're able to explore.
Mhm.
And it's like allow your road trip to be an exploration. Pretend that no one has ever traveled these roads before.
And so what if you have to eat fast food? Make that a part of it.
So
'Cause it kind
what?
of is.
I love doing that.
Love it.
And
It's
I
a fun
love that
excuse.
every time that I'm in a car, I love Maddie's car in particular. The like side door handle is perfectly sized to open up a sauce packet, specifically the sauce packets from Wendy's, and just pop them into that. It's really perfect.
My car is the middle console is full of snacks that Millicent has brought into my car.
Let's
and
see what we got. We
later
got
dates.
about 40 seconds left. We got a Reese's cup. We got
The
a
Reese's cup
chocolate chip
actually
Lara
was me.
bar. I think this is a Cliff bar and a peppermint.
But
So.
the snacks are an essential part of a road trip. But the thing with road trips, guys, is there's so many. We love looking up facts on road trips. That's the thing we love doing.
If
If
you're
you
on a long
literally
stretch.
Google 100 interesting facts, I bet you one of them's going to be interesting. You're going to go, I had no
Yeah.
idea whales did that.
You could find an audiobook that's like the exact length of your drive if you wanted
podcast,
to.
like a podcast like this, and you can listen
like
to
us.
it.
Like you could listen to
like
all of our
us,
episodes.
and then you can like pause it, because Pals is great, because if you listen to it, then you can pause it and be like, that made me think of this thing with my friend, and then you can talk, and then you can obviously resume it.
Okay, we hit our mark.
Well, we had a couple second pause. I think we're okay.
We had a couple seconds pause. I think we're fine.
Pallage. The pallage.
Get in the car with your pal.
Get in the car with your pal.
Even if it's a short drive, even if it's a long drive, drive with your pal somewhere. Do life with them in that way. Carpool.
Google
Save
car
some gas.
questions, play the license plate game.
The world is your oyster, pals, and we love ya. And
We'll see you next week.
yeah, bye, pals.
Bye, pals.
Under 30 minutes.
We did it.
House. Oh,